So we lost last episode.
Yeah. So okay, this is like our third attempt. So we had our first episode, and I've been trying to be like, okay, can we use it? And I'll just cut out the stuff that I don't want.
Yeah.
Because for background, we watched my very first open mic and critiqued it, but they're all horrible jokes.
They're supposed to be.
I know, but like I was trying to tell myself like it's okay, but just there are certain things I don't want on the internet.
Yeah, I'm still debating what that is for me. I just had a series of clips made. I was like, I'm not gonna post these because they're so offensive. Do you want to watch one?
Yeah. And then later, I have an open mic that I want us to go over too.
This one is.
And we'll actually release
captioned,
this one.
Like it's all ready. It's exactly 1 minute long.
I'm so excited.
I was a teacher,
And then you burn out of it.
So
A nonprofit teacher. What does that mean?
I was teaching. I did 2 years of AmeriCorps, so I taught after school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds hard. I know we all like poor people as a theory, but you start teaching them fuckers, you're like, I'm quitting my entire career. These poor kids don't know shit! Did you teach them how to read? I hear that's a big problem for them. Science. Okay, that's good. What kind of science were these human beings trying to learn?
We taught a lot about gardening, natural resources.
Right, it didn't sound like physics. I didn't think you were going to say physics. Yeah, gardening, carrots go here, celery over there. You're going to be farmers because you're poor. So fucked up. I didn't make the curriculum. Don't come at me for the shit. I'm just soaking it in and spitting it out. I don't fucking...
And that's the offensive one?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it is really offensive.
Yeah, just destroying. I mean, then there was another one that's like the special ed teacher, and I was like, thanks for doing it. I guess somebody had to do it. Somebody had to do it. So thanks for being that someone for us. And then the point of that one was like, I wish that people would stop calling these people heroes, because maybe we could actually just pay them accurately if we stopped being like, oh, you're a hero. It's like, if you're a hero, pay me like a hero.
Yeah.
But I'm just going like, people don't see that nuance.
Yeah, nuance is tough for the internet.
Yeah.
My barometer is not the one to base it on, because I love offensive comedy now. I love it, and I think that we should go there.
Right.
But and you obviously agree. So.
I do what I don't. I mean, you hang around a lot of Kill Tony people, so there's that.
Yeah, that's true.
They take it to a whole new level.
Yeah. There are some that I like, some jokes especially, I'm just like, whoo, all right. That one feels over the line.
Right. I mean, some of it, I guess when I watch their gay material, it just comes from a place of you don't know any gay people clearly.
I was saying this last night to Sky. I was like, they need a gay regular.
They tell them, I'll do it.
Dude, I would love that.
I love talking shit and then be like, no, but I would be involved. If they ask me, please, I need this. I am not doing okay right now.
Give me a seat at your table, please.
Yeah, please. What you guys are doing for the community is amazing.
Wait, okay. Before we start recording, let's talk about Cam Patterson.
Yeah.
Newest regular on Kill Tony. I love him.
Everybody fucking loves Cam.
I don't know anybody who's had a bad thing to say about him.
I think that watching Cam is... His stand-up is great, but his off stage is even better.
Yeah. He's so chill. He
walks into a room, he says hi to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't just go hi. He goes like, you're my brother.
Yeah. We had met once.
Uh-huh.
And then he remembered me and we had this great night hanging out. He went out of his way to give me a fist pound. I was like, oh, I feel so loved.
He's just so good at, and it's wild to see how much that means to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seen. I'm like that.
Yeah.
That skill set is so helpful for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just him going around being nice.
Just being
How
himself.
underestimated is being nice?
Isn't that crazy? Like,
Right?
we learned that in kindergarten, but then we forget it at some point.
Yeah, I don't know. I always thought nice was like part of the rules. Like you have to be nice so that we can have an orderly society. But it wasn't like it wasn't an empathetic nice. It wasn't like
You're talking about polite.
it was like you have to be nice.
Uh-huh.
Not this person actually really likes it if you're nice to them. Like
Yeah.
it never clicked for me as a child, at least.
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe autistic, maybe artistic.
Sociopath.
Maybe. People have accused me of a lot of things. And I always go, yeah, you're right. And I'm sorry.
Throw it in the bag of.
Yeah. You
all my
won't
issues.
diagnose me, fucking coward. Yeah, I don't know.
I wrote a joke about empaths recently. I feel like everyone has an empath joke right now. No, but it was like, I'm an empath and it's really hard because I can feel people's annoyance when I talk about being an empath.
Yeah. Vegan.
Yeah, those are kind of interchangeable.
Yeah. There's that. I feel like those jokes will just live forever.
Yeah. Is that hack?
Huh?
Is that the joke I just said? Is it hack? I haven't said it on stage.
I don't know if you have. Is it hack? Hack. I don't.
What is hack?
Hack is. To me, hack is the obvious joke. It's like.
Airplane food.
Right, but I mean that's a premise that is, just be careful because it's probably the most obvious one. But like if you said airplane food and then you ended up like doing a food fight, like then you take it to some wild place, like that's authentic. I think that's what, to me, the difference between hack and non-hack is. It's just like it doesn't feel real. It's not. It's you're making me listen to your like good idea rather than like, no, this happened to me and when I talk I get scared that like that to me is the difference between hack and not hack.
Okay.
It's just like is this authentic or not?
So hack is inauthenticity?
To me.
Maybe I kind of want to start asking everybody on the podcast, like, what is hack to you? Because I think everybody has a different definition.
What's your definition?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, 'cause right now I think hack is generic. Because I think jokes can be funny even if they're like, if they didn't happen, like if they're fictional. But,
right.
But I guess that's still authentic, even if it's fictional.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that, the Ozarks is fictional, but it still feels real.
Uh-huh.
Like a person would react to that. Like that moment does feel human.
Mm-hmm. So somebody said, so in the audio we're going to listen to in a second, I did talk about this, but when I first started, I was showing somebody my jokes before I went and did an open mic, and it was about like the problems of having big boobs, basically. Uh-huh. And they're like, that could be good if you have an original take, but the topic is kind of hack. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I guess it's a road that's been driven on, but it doesn't mean that I guess it's how you plug in to other, jokes and like how it helps your story. But otherwise, yeah, it is. I don't know. If you're speaking truly from your voice, which, as an early comic, that's hard to tell if you are or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I can tell any joke from my point of view, and it's not hack because I just told it from my perspective. So like my angle on it is going to be inherently different.
Yeah. Like
I had a joke that's can't remember it, but it's probably hack. Or the first take. I actually yeah. I always, if I'm doing a list joke where it's like the rule of three,
yeah,
I always bait with hack. Like I say, I'm dating I think my husband is a lot like my dad because every time he falls asleep on the couch and I change the channel, he gets really mad at me. He's also kind of like my dad because his brother's always trying to fuck me. like, like that is such a false bait that's just like, holy hell, that got dark.
That's awesome. Because it started with like, okay, haha, we get it. It's funny. We've heard it before, maybe. And then, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the bait.
So I think that hack is this again, this permission of like, well, I don't want to do the wrong thing. It's like, do the wrong thing. Like, use that as any other information that you want. Just know that like you can take it further or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't have this whole do's and don'ts for me. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't really have rules. Do you have
or
rules?
form or
Yeah.
linear thought.
I think that's what's so interesting about talking with you and like why it's fun to like talk with you because you're like kind of like the main person like helping me through this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But then I'll talk to somebody else and they're like, you have to have like set up punchline. And then you're like, no, you don't. I don't even believe in that.
You don't.
Yeah.
I mean, if you are trying to do comedy, you do. If you are ChatGPT, yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a human being, you already know it makes you laugh.
Yeah.
And if you're not having fun doing the joke, then don't do that joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it is not exciting for you, it is not exciting for anyone else. And otherwise, they're just being nice.
Yeah. In that first episode that unfortunately we can't really. One thing you said was like I was trying to figure out how to stop overthinking and see like what is funny from my joke book. You were like, were you laughing when you wrote it?
Yeah.
And that's been super helpful.
Right. It is the barometer that we work under. Is it funny?
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody said funny is funny about a clean they're like, "Hey, we have this clean comedian. Can we get him a date?" And I was like, "Who is he?" And they're like, "Well, he's working on his dry bar special, but don't worry, funny's funny." And I'm like, "No, it's not." like it could be, but if you have all these parameters that you're working under, then you're stripping whatever, like, yeah, funny is funny. But if you have to hold two barbells so that you have to like walk and that's like clean or like just this type of room or like local references, then like, sure, it's funny, but it could be way funnier and, you know, actually reach some sort of level of like connection that you just can't do if you're putting it through these like funnels. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you think that some clean comics just write clean and that's just what they do and so it's authentic and that's fine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, but that's I think, I guess it's so broad that it's hard to talk about, but I think some people are also like limited in the same ways. So it's like it is funny, you know, just being being nervous in a crowd, right? That is something we've all felt, but it doesn't mean that we all have to feel that thing, but it is a limitation, right? It's still something that if you as a human being worked on yourself, maybe you wouldn't feel that. Maybe, I don't know. But I feel like a person writing within that limitation can connect to an audience in a way that like somebody without that limitation couldn't talk about. But I still think it's a limitation.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Well, can we listen to this audio? What?
Well, yeah, okay.
I'm not great with transitions. I feel like my transitions, both in comedy and in podcasting, are either like 20 minutes long or cool. Anyways,
Here, let me try. Talking about limitations, I really felt limited in this video. Let's find out.
That is kind of what made me think of it. Because I was like, well, okay, I want to get his opinion on this. I can't remember how good this was. We'll find out. But I had fun with this one.
Okay.
This one I wrote on the way there. Like I was walking from Sunset Strip to Creek to do the mic, and I was wearing this dress that was like a little bit more revealing than like this, but not that much. And I swear to God, everyone treated me different because my like.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know why I'm acting like I can't just say it. My tits looked great that night, and everyone knew it. But literally, like, I was standing near a certain comic, and everybody there knew I was married, whatever. They were like, oh, are you so-and-so's girlfriend? It's like, what? You know me. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So I was like, what is this phenomenon?
Okay. And we're going to listen to it?
Yeah.
This is called Creek in the Cave 6, Tits. Colton. 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 Hey, tit boy.
Thank you. Bye.
Y'all notice that everyone has autism lately?
Hell yeah.
I guess the others are not. I mean lately, but what I mean really is like tonight. Like normally I wear like t-shirts and stuff, but it's 1,000 degrees outside, so I wanted to dress. It's not even that deep V, but suddenly no one can make eye contact. Right? Like they look good, I'm not gonna fucking lie, but you know. People I know for years have been introducing themselves to me. They're like, hey, yo, John. I'm like, I know, John, I'm just not wearing a turtleneck tonight. I got an emotional support turtleneck just to know who actually loves me. Because I just want people that love me for my good personality, you know? Not good in personality. What's that? Like both. See, I don't know if that's passing the test or failing the test. Both. That can't be the answer to every question. Come on.
This part we're not on now.
It can? Okay. Well, then you have a female opinion, so I agree with you. And maybe I should just lean into it and just step on display. And I come from a conservative town, and I didn't know a lot about anything before, you know, adulthood. Like, I thought the Bloods was just what you call a group of women who are on the same cycle.
That one always works. I love that one.
Makes sense to me.
We can stop it there.
Tupac, more like Tampax.
Can I use that?
Yeah.
Should I?
Biggie Smalls, more like Big Flow. Small tampon. We crip walk it. Holy shit. Okay, sorry.
I tried to write like a whole page of like, okay, I thought this was this. So I added in like, I thought the Latin King was just a Disney character. Same with Nigerian princes. Like my grandma gave a bunch of money to one and I thought we were going to Disney World.
Yes.
So I have a bunch of those, but I don't think any of them really work like the Bloods does.
Yeah, I feel like you also just hit on something. I think you're throwing away a lot of premises while you're talking.
What do you mean?
Like, you even said, well, I care about, well, you have a woman's opinion, so I'll take it. I feel like that's a whole premise where you're going like, you know, women can tell me to break up with somebody and listen, but a guy says it. Or, I mean, you make it specific, like Cheryl says, you know, I should get another drink. But if John says I'm another drink, I'm not going to do that. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like as you're going, you also undercut still. You said, I admit it, that looked good. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
But like that statement would be so different if you just said, yeah, I got great tits, bitch. Like that, because you're saying I know, but one way is I know.
I need to stand by my own statements. Better.
Yeah, I mean, you're driving the car.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if someone is driving like, I think I take a left turn here. You're like,
dude, that's how I drive.
you're like, yeah, but like as a backseat driver, I would fucking murder you.
Remind me to never drive you.
Just drive, just fucking drive. You know, that's kind of like watching stand up and somebody being like, it's like, what do you guys want to talk about? It's like, why are you driving?
Yeah.
That's how
I need
I
to
feel.
be a leader.
Right. But just you're a leader in your own thought, just I was thinking this.
I think I do that a lot. I have another joke about, have you ever heard of Hey Cow? Have I told you about this?
No.
So it's a game you play on, like on a road trip or something. And when you're driving past a field of cows, you yell, "Hey cow," and you get a point for every cow that looks.
Oh, okay.
And so
Oh, we did talk about this.
Okay.
Because I played a similar game with my brother.
Yeah, what is it?
I can't say it on the podcast.
Okay. Wait, it must be really, really bad then.
Yeah. No, it's real bad.
Okay, is it worse than...
Yes.
So
Whatever it is, yes.
Will you tell me after?
Yeah.
So in the joke
No, I
I say
probably
that. Okay.
It's a game, though.
You
It was
having
fun.
a secret is the scariest thing I've ever heard you say.
Yeah. I come from a troubled past.
Okay, so in the joke I describe the game and then I say, I still play it here in Austin, except it's called Hey Homeless Person.
Uh-huh.
So it's more offensive than that.
Yeah.
I'm so afraid.
Yeah, well, we'll never know. Sorry, gang. You got to subscribe to the Patreon to hear what I said. And it's going to have to be enough money on that Patreon where I can have a career after it. Yeah, but whatever. Who cares? I don't give a shit.
You're really undercutting
I don't know.
yourself,
I just,
Colton.
I had a whole thing, but I was supposed to watch and give notes for the special I just recorded, and I couldn't. I didn't want to watch it. People are like, wait, this is really good. I go, I hate it. I don't want to watch it. I'm cringing. This sucks.
Does anybody not feel that way?
No, I'm the only one.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that if you, I go back and forth on this, but like, I think that if you don't have that, then you're not really pushing yourself, or you don't like, I can't imagine anybody being like watching something that they did and be like, no notes. Holy hell, I'm good. Like
Yeah.
even a gymnast who's like professional, they're still taking off 10 some points here and going like, you could have done this. And if you're that level of athlete, like you have to give yourself notes. If you're not doing that, then you're a sociopath. And that's why I'm not a sociopath.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I always go like, well, I always consider the diagnosis that any random fucking person gives me. I go, well, maybe let's take a test. And I give myself a test and go, nope, I'm good.
Dude, the other day I went down, like I couldn't sleep. I kept like having mini panic attacks at night. It was great.
Mhm.
So I went down a rabbit hole of borderline personality disorder.
Yeah.
Took some online tests. It's not looking good.
Oh, damn, it got there?
It got there. Every test was like, homie, see a doctor. But I mean, I think
damn.
that any like BuzzFeed test, especially because some of them were like sponsored by BetterHelp. So of
Yeah,
course
yeah,
they're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say that. But I'm gonna try and figure that out.
What are the biggest symptoms of that?
It's hard because some of them are just like, I mean, it's kind of like ADHD where like, oh, sometimes I struggle to focus. So
Right.
like that's ADHD, but that's also being a human.
Right.
So a lot of it was
right.
like that, like you like a favorite person is a big deal with BPD.
Yeah.
And so like they're your favorite person, you like kind of latch on to them almost.
Yeah.
And I don't think I do that as much. Maybe I do. I don't know.
It
but
also is hard because that's just codependent as well.
yeah. So I
You
think
know?
I've had some codependent relationships. So like, is it codependency or is it BPD? I don't know. And then are you bad at keeping in touch with people once you're like far away from them? Like, yeah.
That's also ADHD though.
Exactly. So I don't know what it is, but I do want to like talk to somebody to be like, maybe or
Yeah.
absolutely not.
I don't know if I had told you this, but when I was just out of rehab, they prescribed me a sleep med that at a high enough dosage was bipolar medication. So it's Seroquel. And if you only take like, I can't remember, 50 milligrams of it or 100 milligrams of it, it's just for sleep. But if you take 300 milligrams of it, it's like for bipolar.
Uh-huh.
I think it goes up from 300. But I was on Seroquel. And then I was like, I'm so tired the next day. Can you give me anything? Like, what's the fix for this? And so they gave me Adderall. So they were putting me on uppers and downers.
Oh my gosh.
And then the psychiatrist was like, I think you might be bipolar. And I was like, well, maybe. So she bumped up that dosage. And so basically I was on more downers and then they gave me more uppers. And then I was manic. Like I was a crazy person for a solid like 2 months. At one point, one day in a single like 2-hour frame, I decided I was going to start a 501c and ordered 10,000 stickers that said, vote, keep your big government out of my tight pussy. And I was like, this is genius. This is so good. This is going to go everywhere. And you probably have seen those stickers because I have 10,000 of those fucking stickers. And they don't have any of my handles on it because they have the handle of the 501c I was going to start.
Oh my God.
And like 2 days later, in that same time frame, I was supposed to watch Rebecca's cat. And I thought that in that time frame, I was like, cats, you leave them away for weeks, so they're fine. So I left her cat alone for 5-6 days, and it didn't have any water, and like this cat almost died. And then I was like, yo, I might not be bipolar. I might just be hopped up on all these fucking meds. So I went completely clean and was like, all of those side effects were my problem.
Dude.
Yeah, so maybe like, the good part about borderline personality disorders, there are no drugs for it. So
yeah, I don't
you can just
wanna
keep
go on
on
medication.
keep on just, loving more. That's all you got to do. If
Yeah,
you're not
you
able
can do
to
that.
love, what the hell are you even doing? You don't need a therapist for that.
You don't need 10,000 stickers for that.
No. Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh.
can't
I
believe-
relate to that though for sure. Like finding I feel like that's also ADHD hyperfocus. Like
Mhm.
hyper focus though.
Yeah, on like a lot of Adderall.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll set the whole thing up. I know exactly how to do it. Yeah.
That makes your bit about you on cocaine make a lot more sense too. Where you're like, tennis, business ideas, business ideas.
Yeah.
That's my favorite joke of yours.
I have another one that your autistic joke in there is it's like I have a broken brain. TikTok thinks it's ADHD. Oh, this is another bait one. TikTok thinks it's ADHD. Oh my God, you have ADHD. Have you ever left the lights on? You have ADHD. And my psychiatrist is like, no, it's bipolar. Colton, please take your fucking meds. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, Mom. Yeah, so I do like that little bait that you can do. It's like, yeah, we all probably have an autism joke, but when I do that, it just fucking takes a hard, turn.
That's oh my God.
Sure.
So when is your special gonna come out? Last time we talked, you were saying like it was being shopped around at different networks.
So the videographer fucked up.
No.
Lost 2 wave files. The label thinks that they can still piece it together. But yesterday was a fucking nightmare because they were talking. Was like, well, we might have to drop you because we don't have it. And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
ah. So I actually have received nothing for it, other than just nightmares and whatnot.
Oh, buddy.
But I mean, I have other projects I'm working on, so I'm not really like putting too much, seeds in that basket, or no, like that's not the saying, but
I know what you
faith in
mean.
that. That was never going to be my breakout moment anyways. So the fact that
But
I
you
can
worked
kind of
hard
move
on
on.
it. Oh.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, it's
You hung so many posters. Oh my gosh, can I tell you a story?
Colton, the posters though. I'll never get those feelings back from all the glue that got stuck to my nails. I had to rip out my nails. No, a lot of those people, those were hung for me, a lot of them.
One of them I had in our kitchen, and I showed somebody like a picture of you, or maybe we saw you at Creek or something. They were like, he looks so familiar, but I know I haven't met him. And I was like, oh, I think you saw a poster in my kitchen.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting a lot of that. And, oh, do I know you? And I'm like, probably not. I don't really get out that much. Yeah.
Sorry, but go ahead with what you were talking about, though. About the special.
I don't know when it's going to come out.
Yeah.
It just, and I hope this was this morning. but the label was saying that they're going to give it to the audio engineer today.
Okay.
It is fucking 5 months later.
Yikes.
It's fine. Again, don't ever it's that lesson that I learn every fucking time. Like, stop waiting for this big moment. Like, make your life that you want. Like, keep on. I'm sure that there's, a possibility that any one of these like Kindles take fire, but it really isn't the fire. It is the making of it all. Because once you make it, there's so many people that just fall off because they just like, well, I thought I made it now. It's like, no, you don't. You just started, actually. Like, you're finally getting the recognition that you want, deserve, and all that hard work pays off. But now you just, the payment that you get is more of that work. Like,
yeah.
There's no job. Yeah, I mean, that if you get a job, the dream job, that dream is work.
Yeah.
So everything that you want to do is about like making the work that you want to work. And so now for me, I mean, like, it's just kind of like, well, what kind of work do you want to do? And what do you want to make? And what do you want to do? So for me, it was disappointing, and the whole process is a fucking nightmare. But, having the opportunity was cool enough. And if it becomes something later, awesome.
Yeah.
Because I got more projects that I'm more excited about. I fucking hate all those jokes now anyways.
So you wouldn't do it again with those jokes?
It would be a different special for sure. I mean, I'd probably keep some, but I'm doing a whole different thing now. So
tell me more about the projects in a whole different thing. You said animation is one. Okay,
right.
what's
I think the process of creating my first special, I was going like, who am I talking about and who is this for? What story is this? So each individual joke might be funny, but the whole thing didn't really, I don't know. It was a ADHD person who with severe addiction issues making little bits, and I think that they kind of piece together, but I'm kind of trying to make some sort of like narrative now. And so I'm kind of like digging down and like going deeper into like who I am and kind of figuring out like what do I want out of life, because I feel like it's always just been comedy. So like what is the other things I'm interested in, and kind of just branching out.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's deep, bro.
Well, no, I think it's one of those things where how do you get material? And then it's kind of like, well, I could write about politics. It's like, why would you comment on somebody else's life when you can just live a cool life and then tell people about your experiences? I think that, yeah, I'm just trying to get out there and put life on the chin and be bigger. I'm vamping now.
You're vamping out?
I'm vamping now.
Yeah, what just happened?
I didn't have anything more to say, but you were looking at me like I was still talking. So I was like,
you were still talking.
I wasn't, but not anything important. I was trailing off because I was getting bored by myself. I thought you were going to jump in.
I think you're an Enneagram 7.
But a Nenneagram 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someday I want to talk about that, but I feel like that's boring to talk about right now.
And always.
That's my livelihood, okay?
Good. I don't know. I literally know.
Man. It is interesting, though. One thing I will say about that is, like, basically everyone wants to be a 7 because the 7 is, like, known as the happy, fun person, like happy-go-lucky, blinders onto the negative, everything's good, like rationalizing stuff like, oh, it's okay because this or whatever. And that's like a fun way to be. But for other Enneagram types, like the inner work, like the do what your ego doesn't want you to do, you know what I mean? Like challenging the ego.
Yeah.
Like for me as a 3, mine is to learn how to relax instead of just go, go, go. And so like, that's kind of a nice assignment. But for 7s, the inner work is like feeling your pain.
No! No! I'm just No, I will not. I will not.
Oh yeah, you're a 7 for sure.
Go to hell. Fuck you.
I remember on Some of This Is Bad, check it out, his podcast, you were like, yeah, not doing drugs is fine if you're okay with feeling your feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a thing for sure.
Are you uncomfortable now?
I was actually just thinking that like
No, not at all.
it is. I do approach even just like sheer chaos with this like. If you live if you live in the pit and you want to stay there, cool. But otherwise, like, let's figure out a way up. And so I'm just like constantly looking up to kind of be like, well, we can figure out a way about this. Chip, my husband, lost his job, and he just
sorry.
keees on talking about like burn rate and shit like that, and like, we're fucked, we're fucked. And I'm like, okay, well, I hear you, but math is not about your feelings, so let's figure out the math. And I was just talking, just like I was talking to you, is like, you cannot spend 8 hours a day looking for a job. That is crazy. You cannot do that. So let's just plan out what your day-to-day looks like, and, I can piece together what's left of the budget and, give us a realistic timeline. And then it ended up being like 90 days, like, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like 90 days.
That's a vacation you pray for
Right?
when you're actually working.
Right. And I keep on reminding them, I'm like, right now it feels stressful, but it's like, we could figure it out. And at one point I was like, and you can spend an hour a day, just 1 hour a day, maybe even 30 minutes making me an OnlyFans. And I was like, that would be so helpful. And if you do a good job, we can get more money, which is more time. And it's like, and honestly, if it goes that well, then that could be your only job. That could be our only job. And like, we could go cooler places. I could have probably more followers for my comedy. Like, why aren't you thinking big picture? Like, it's just so
I think
funny
that's
to me.
great about your marriage, because he's like keeping the ship steady, and you're like, let's be creative.
Yeah. Well, it is a disability too, because people will be like, no, seriously, we need to figure this out.
Well, yeah, but that's why you have Chip,
Right.
to bring
Thank
you back down. Opposites attract.
And I go, and my major is finance and econ. Like, I can
Oh, I didn't know that.
do, math is like probably my most like fluid skill, where I can get in there and do it. It's the execution that I can't. It's like the keeping up with regular
You
thought.
need an
I can't do
intern
that.
or an assistant.
Oh my God. If you can hear me right now, I need help. Help. I need coffee. And when you get on the way back, can you feel my fucking feelings for me? I always thought that it would be so nice that if I had an assistant that could use the restroom for me. Like, I've always been so mad that that's a skill or thing I can't.
You can't
I can't
delegate your
outsource that.
bladder.
I'm like, if I'm working, I'm like, fuck, nobody can take care of that for me.
Oh my
And that's always
gosh.
made me so mad that I'm like, oh, I gotta pee. All right, well, everyone stop everything.
Project over,
It's
because
always-
I got to piss.
Right. It's always made me so mad. I'm like, I can't outsource that.
Oh my gosh. There's this guy he's an author, and he like makes himself a guinea pig. I love what he
Like
does.
that Japanese guy
Oh my gosh, that
and
video
the
is
dog.
whack. Talking
Agree.
about the same thing, right?
We have to be in this. I think there's multiple people now.
Multiple?
Yeah.
Come on, people.
It's not that much money if you have a lot of money, though.
I'm not concerned about the money.
Sounds like you're just maybe I'm projecting Chip's worries on you. It's in the budget.
Yeah.
We need.
You want to be a
it's
dog? We can do
fine.
that.
Just dress up as a dog. It's gonna help my OnlyFans.
Honestly, that is one thing that I was like, everyone was seeing the headline that was like, man spends $20,000 to become a dog. And the $20,000 is what people were like, what the hell and
Yeah.
stuff. But he's probably a millionaire. That was probably chump change.
Yeah.
I think it's just a weird thing to do.
Yeah. It is
Unless
weird.
he's doing it for content. But I don't think he was.
I don't know. The mouth was was the weirdest part to me. One of my first jobs when I was like 20 was a talent scout, but it for a company that then like you paid to be showcased by agents. It's a scam.
Scam. Okay.
It's a scam. You're right. It's a scam.
I didn't want to break it to you.
No. I knew it going in,
Yeah.
and that's why I was like, dude, this is a lot of money for a lot of people. And he goes, a lot of money to you might be a lot of money, but to me, this is literally nothing. And I went, okay, yeah, sure. And like that just like justified it in my mind. Is like, I am not the boss of your money. You're the boss of your money. And if you spend it bad, that's on you. And if you have enough where this isn't a lot of money, cool too.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can do whatever.
that's a real fucked up like moral loophole.
You can
that
be talked into a lot, I think.
Yeah. Boundaries have never been like a cool thing for me. I get walked on.
Okay, actually, that reminds me. On Some of This Is Bad, at one point you said, I've dated famous people before.
Yeah.
Who?
No.
Come on.
No.
You never have secrets, and today you have two.
Two big ones. I just
Would I know the person?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have I texted you about them before?
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind.
Who?
Remember that one time I drunk texted you and I was like, fuck Mateo Lane.
Oh no.
And you were like, he's never been anything but nice to me. And I was like, no, that was just an I love you text.
No.
'Cause
We've been to dinners and stuff, but like,
Okay.
I don't think if it was a date, I misread the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume that he probably thought I was coming on to him,
Interesting. Tell me more.
but because of the first time we ever talked, it was on Grindr.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. He was on stage, and I was like, anytime there's a gay person who's performing, I'm always like, Grindr. I have favorited every gay comedian you probably know.
Oh, my. When the guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia was at Creek in the Cave. Remember that?
Dennis.
Dennis. Yeah, Dennis was there. And you were like, is he gay? I'm going to check Grindr.
Yeah. I'm always just, looking for famous people. I don't even talk to them most of the time, but I just favorite them. And I always go like, I
Same.
wonder if they're on right now. Because it's always fascinating to me, the pictures that everybody chooses. But if you're famous, it's like, which picture do you use? Are you going to put your face out there so that you just get fucking blown up? Or do you, do a torso
You want to just
pic?
be a real person.
No, they don't want to be real people.
No.
They just they'll just do like body down, or they'll do like a blank profile.
Oh.
And then they can choose basically who they hit up.
Would you put your face? Do you put your face?
I put my face. I
You
put
do?
everything.
Yeah.
I'll send. I have an album. It's very tasteful nudes, no dick pics. Just a Mona Lisa here or there, and
Can I see them?
they're butt pics. No hole. No hole. Don't worry. No hole.
I don't think I want to see your butt.
You're wrong. It's okay to be wrong.
I think I just like a few months ago stopped being scared of you.
That's so funny. I've actually got that a lot. I'm always like, what am I doing to people? What's
I
going
can't
on
believe
with
I
me?
just told you that.
No, a lot of people have said that. And I go,
Yeah.
okay. I think it's because when I'm walking places, I'm so like, I'm playing around in my head and I'm not acknowledging anybody's presence.
Yeah.
And then it must be like, oh, he's so pissed off again. I'm like, no, I'm actually thinking about like the Holocaust and how funny it was or something like. Not that.
That's not scary.
But yeah, I mean, if you guys have read A Man's Search for
Dude. Man's Search for Meaning.
Meaning.
Viktor Frankl.
Yeah.
So good.
then it could be funny. I read it in rehab, so I was in a dark place too.
We're the same.
Yeah, I was like, I get it, Victor.
Oh my God. That's so funny. No, I didn't think you were mean.
Oh, okay.
I was just intimidated for some reason.
Yeah.
I never really realized that I'm intimidated by someone until after I'm done being intimidated by them.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that first episode, remember, you were like, were you nervous about blah, blah, blah? And I was like, no, blah, blah, blah. And then you sneezed, and you were like, I'm sorry, I sneeze when people are lying to me. It was pretty awesome. That's going to be a clip. But I genuinely, in that moment, didn't think that I was nervous.
Uh-huh.
Big fat lie. But I didn't know I was lying.
You're lying to yourself.
Isn't that scary?
The scariest part is lying to yourself.
Yeah. Okay. We have 2 good episodes worth of advice from you
Oh, good.
that
I
are
hope
now
they're
gone.
all true.
You what?
I just thought you might want B-roll. Of me giving good advice. Like,
Wait, will you do that for a full 30 seconds so I can just make it a clip? Ready, go. We have 25 more seconds.
what? Really? That was only 5 seconds? Wow. I don't think I last long in bed. If that was 5 seconds, I am horrible at sex. I'm like, that was a hot 15 minutes. Wow, you must have, who cares?
Sorry I had to find out this way. With a woman, no less.
Yeah, with a woman, no less. What could get less than a woman?
So, great transition. What's your advice for me?
Your advice?
Yeah, I feel bad because you've given me so much good advice and it's just lost in the ether.
Is you
Trying
know
to
right
make it.
now, if I don't write it down, it is lost forever.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what I said.
One thing that is like one of my favorite things that anyone's ever said, ever.
Mm-hmm.
You said, create the playground you want to play on.
Right.
Will you expand upon that?
No, I will not.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess it's the idea that you can be mad that TikTok is dumb and hack. You can be mad that jokes are hack or whatever. You can be mad that the room is dumb and, the mic is shitty and the speakers are shitty and that the audience is all fucking the people that you don't want. Or you can go, this is what I have. This is how I'm going to make it fun. And it takes it from receiving input and starts building the blocks that you actually want to be there. And so if you don't like what you're doing, it's nobody's fault except for yourself. And it's not a fault issue. It's a responsibility to enjoy life and your own work and your own comedy. So if you're not making the stuff you want to make, figure out how to do that. And if that's making cooking videos on TikTok, that's fine, but that's what you want. So it's right now I want to do characters. I don't want to dress up in a wig and be like, well, who's my mommy? I don't want to do that. Stop making me do that. I'm not gonna do it again. Jesus, that's the last time. I hope you fucking got it, B-roll. So instead I'm doing cartoons and stuff like that. And so that I can, make whatever I want to make instead of that silly fucking wig voice everybody wants me to do. Is that helpful? As a new comic, do you find that hopeful?
I think you just fixed me. I think you solved it. I think I'm going to make it now.
Yes. Yes.
I do love that advice, though. Can you tell me more about some of the other characters? I won't make you do that voice this time.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the cartoon that I made was a Scared Straight program, summer camp, run by Ted Haggard, who was a disgraced mega church pastor who was head of the Focus on the Family, which is 24 million Christians involved.
Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay,
Have you
so-
seen Shiny Happy People?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, so it's that.
Yep.
Ted Haggard, I don't think was mentioned in that one.
Okay.
But
But I know the program.
He ran anti I don't know, it's anti gay conversion therapy camps and like fucking disgusting person. But then he got caught doing meth in a hotel room with a gay prostitute in Denver, and that's where the story begins, because he's like, how the hell am I going to reach all these people and be famous again? So he goes on this book tour, and he goes on the Oprah Winfrey show. And it's just a giant okra with a piece of paper of Oprah's face cut out of it. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, that's a pretty good race. Yes, well, that's amazing. This book is going to help so many people, you know. And then that doesn't work out. So he's like, well, then what the hell am I going to do? And he's just looking for advice from God again. And then there's this superhero but his name's Lady Marilyn, and she's a widower, and she just opens up the scene after him getting caught, and like the sun's coming up, and in the background you see one of the giraffe people from The Lion King on the stilts.
Oh my God.
And he's like, and she just comes out of nowhere, just like kicks the stilts out underneath them, and just poo 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 poo, pow 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 pow, and then she comes out, she's like, Lady Marilyn here. And then that means nothing. That storyline ends. She walks up to him and is like, "You're just the man I'm looking for. I have a summer camp that I'm looking for, and I need a new face." And so then he opens up a Scared Straight program with all these troubled kids, and he thinks that there's a little gay demon on all their backs, because he has a little gay demon that just pops up on his shoulder, and it's a little gay demon in like just like tiny shorts, like leather chassis, and I was like, Jesus Christ. And then sometimes he'll like pop up on the shoulder, and he'll be like, well, where the hell's my little gay demon? And it'll just cut to Starbucks. He's like, fuck it, what do you want? So one of my favorite characters from the Scared Straight camp is Steve the ex-racist seagull. And he's just a seagull with a swastika tattooed on his forehead. And he's like, everyone always treats me like I'm about to say something crazy, but I'm not racist anymore. Why can't anybody see that? And so yeah, it's just like the whole camp is just it's basically becomes a summer camp theme with all these characters, and they're all kind of going through their own little personal struggles and whatnot, and they get together. It's also narrated by Ash Ketchum from Pokemon.
Wait, what?
Ash Ketchum is the lead.
The Pokemon guy. So he's narrating it.
Yeah, you didn't know? Okay, so there's this guy, and oh man, his life's all sorts of messed up. Yeah.
Oh my God. I didn't even know you did animation.
Yeah, it's just, I wish it happened. Sorry guys, it did happen. It was also the show ends with the creator of Adult Swim, I forget his name right now, it's Phil something, and the guys from Duck Dynasty, who are ducks. And there's just this guy who's Phil. I can't remember his name now, but it was in 2014, very, very relevant. And he has his bald eagle assistant who he just fucking treats like shit. he just spits on a bald eagle and is like, spits his coffee on him. And he's just, oh, sorry, he's got gone on all my papers, gone on all my papers. Yeah, so that's kind of.
I can't wait to see this. Do you have a rough draft? Where can I get more of this right now?
I don't know if that'll ever get made. I mean, I would need a team to make that happen again.
Dude, let's get you a team. Are you kidding me?
I need a team. I need that team. I need an assistant who can piss for me and a team of animators.
Assistant is priority number 1, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you're running the team.
I'm running
You're
the team. We're business partners.
Yeah.
Remember our first conversation where you were like, you're like, okay, serious question as an entrepreneur. I really want to sell ass-eating kits. We'll get little packets of ketchup.
Yep.
I don't remember the rest, but I remember being like, the logistics on that and the scaling might be difficult, and I think I really hurt your feelings.
Yeah, no, that's how a lot of my ideas go. I put them forward. If they're good, they stay. If they're bad, I just toss them out. I don't need, and they weren't ketchup. That's disgusting. No one.
Okay, that's what I thought
it
too.
was packets of ketchup filled with other things.
Okay, this whole time I've thought that you've been eating ass with ketchup.
No. It's like strawberry jam. I don't eat ass, so I actually don't know what would be a good taste match for it. Maybe soy sauce. Like the possibilities of what you put in that little packet is sky's the limit. And that's what I mean. Your husband, Scott, he will tell us what not to do.
No Pop Rocks.
What he says goes, guys. Sorry, no Pop Rocks. Throw all the Pop Rocks away. Got throw them.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so.
Does this feel like an advice podcast, you fuckers? Comment below.
What did you learn today? Like Dora the Explorer. Great.
Great. You did it. That's enough. Stop talking. Stop. Comment below. If you want to talk more, just comment below. Shut the fuck up.
Wait, I have a question. On some of this is bad. You know how sometimes you go, welcome back.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? And can we have our own version of something like that? Because I love it so much.
I think we just did it randomly one day.
And then you just kept doing it.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like a secret signal, or is it just eye contact and you both
We're
go?
the worst at syncing up. He always gets mad at me because I do fuck around.
You and Dylan are also opposites attract.
Yeah.
I love y'all's dynamic.
We'll just.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to end this, but we're almost at an hour and a half. So I don't know if you know this. I've been ending each episode.
You have more episodes?
Yeah, they're all in my computer.
That's great.
I'm actually I'm trying to release it before we leave for Portugal next Tuesday, but I want this to be the first one. So
This one?
We'll see. Yeah.
You guys, we have been on a long road. We've probably done 5 episodes already, so that's a very shocking news to me. But I'm happy to be here on the first episode of Caroline
Random Acts of Caroline.
Randomly recorded Acts of Caroline. She is a hot Enneagram 3 mess of a person. And
I'm gonna make that my Instagram
now.
bio.
You know that now. So you keep watching, that's on you.
I've made you hang out with me so many times for content. You've never released anything.
No, I've actually thought about that on the way over. I was like, I wonder if she's not going to release, like, is she just paying to hang out with me? Because, like, she's spending a lot of money to hang out with me. I was like, we could just go get coffee. We don't have to do all this.
I told you I was intimidated by you.
And that was very vulnerable.
Oh
For
my
a
God.
3.
Everything you've said about the 3 is actually pretty accurate.
Oh,
though.
good.
I know you don't know
I didn't
that.
write it down, so I'll never remember what I said.
Okay, so we're ending each podcast episode with you look at the camera, not at yourself.
Oh.
This
Oh,
camera.
damn. I haven't been playing to the audience at all.
You've been playing to the audience of yourself.
Yeah, hey, you look good, kid. You look good, kid. Okay.
Okay, so look at this camera and imagine you're talking to either a new comedian or somebody who's like throwing in the towel, just like ready to give up.
Give up.
Give them a locker room pep talk right now, like 30 seconds to a minute.
Okay.
Okay. And action.
You got this You little, put butter on your butt. Have you ever thought about putting butter on your butt? You haven't. That's because you haven't been writing, and you know you haven't been writing. You've been hanging out doing a lot of not writing. But if you had written, you probably would have been like, what if I went out on stage and put butter on my butt? But you got to think about these things. If you don't think about these things, then just quit now. Just quit now because you're never going to put butter on your butt. But speaking of butter on your butt, if you're really thinking about quitting, then definitely quit because there's a life out there that's not this endless. You're not going to make it. If you're thinking about quitting, you're not going to make it. If you're just starting out and you're figuring out why aren't my jokes working, just figure out how to have fun because that's all this is. I mean, basically the human race is so fucking bored with themselves. They're disgusted and they don't know what to do. And they're watching you just so they can get a little fucking light in their eye. How many seconds? This has been 5 seconds. I am not good at sex, guys. I am not. It's going to be short. It's going to be short and fast. And once I'm done, we're both done. I'm not hanging around, okay? But here's the thing, guys. Comedy can be comedy if you just let it be. Stop trying to make if a premise doesn't work, just move on. That's a good one. If a premise doesn't work, move on to the next one because you'll either come back to it later when you figure it out or it's bad and you need to just let it die. Is this the teacher you wanted? Because apparently it's not the teacher Santa Monica Community College wanted when they fired me. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that.
This is my mentor. This is who I've chosen to take advice from. You're good. Oh my God. Well, I hope you learned something today. Thank you for joining Redux of Caroline. My eye is twitching. See you next time.
Or will we?